Once upon a time, in a cozy little cottage, nestled right beside a great sprawling forest, lived a cheerful girl with hair the color of spun gold. This girl's name was Goldilocks, and her beautiful shimmering curls were admired by everyone she met. But for all her charm, Goldilocks was also quite mischievous and very, very curious. Each day, before she went out to play, her mother would gently remind her of the rules. "My dear, please remember to stay close to home and do not wander into the forest." Deep within that same forest, in a charming wooden house, lived a family of 3 bears. There was a great big Papa Bear with a booming voice, a kind, medium-sized Mama Bear with a gentle smile, and a wee little baby bear with a tiny squeak of a voice. One bright and sunny morning, Goldilocks found herself feeling particularly restless. She had played with all her toys and read all her books. Ignoring her mother's warning, she thought, what harm could a tiny peek into the woods do? With a quick glance to make sure no one was watching, she skipped past the garden gate and ventured into the mysterious forest. After walking for quite some time, she came upon a clearing. In the middle of the clearing stood the most delightful little house she had ever seen. The door was slightly ajar, and a wonderful sweet smell was wafting out. Cokie, her curiosity getting the better of her, Goldilocks tiptoed inside. On the dining table, she saw 3 bowls of porridge. Feeling a bit peckish from her walk, she decided to have a taste. First, she tried the porridge from the great big bowl. "Ouch!" she cried. "This porridge is much too hot." Next, she took a spoonful from the medium-sized bowl. Bleck! She wrinkled her nose. "This porridge is much too cold." Finally, she tasted the porridge in the wee little bowl. She smiled. "This porridge is just right." And she ate it all up, every last drop. After finishing her meal, Goldilocks looked around the cozy living room and spotted 3 chairs. She decided she needed a rest. First, she tried to sit in the great big chair. "Oh my," she grunted. "This chair is much too hard." It was not comfortable at all. Then, she moved to the medium-sized chair. As she sank into it, she complained, "This chair is much too soft." She felt like she was sinking into a fluffy cloud. Finally, she sat down in the wee little chair. "Ah," she sighed contentedly. "This chair is just right." But, as she settled in and rocked back and forth, there was a sudden crack. The little chair broke into pieces, sending Goldilocks tumbling to the floor. Feeling a little embarrassed, and now quite sleepy, she decided to look for a place to nap. Goldilocks climbed the wooden stairs and found a bedroom with 3 beds. She was determined to find the perfect one for a little rest. She first climbed onto the great big bed. "This bed is much too high and the pillow is too firm," she declared, hopping right off. Then, she tried the medium-sized bed. "This bed is too low and the blanket is too lumpy." She huffed, not feeling comfortable at all. At last, she saw the wee little bed tucked in the corner. As she lay down upon it, she snuggled under the covers. "This bed is just right," she whispered to herself. It was so cozy and warm that in no time at all, Goldilocks was fast asleep, dreaming sweet dreams. Meanwhile, the 3 bears were returning from their morning walk, ready for their breakfast. As they entered their home, Papa Bear looked at his bowl and growled in his great big voice, "Someone has been eating my porridge." Mama Bear looked at her bowl and said in her medium-sized voice, "Someone has been eating my porridge." Then, Baby Bear looked at his empty bowl and cried in his wee little voice, "Someone has been eating my porridge, and they've eaten it all up." They then noticed the chairs. "Someone has been sitting in my chair," boomed Papa Bear. "Someone has been sitting in my chair," added Mama Bear. "Someone has been sitting in my chair," squeaked Baby Bear, "and they've broken it all to pieces." Worried, the 3 bears tiptoed upstairs. Papa Bear looked at his bed and growled, "Someone has been sleeping in my bed." Mama Bear looked at hers and said, "Someone has been sleeping in my bed." Then, Baby Bear peered at his own little bed and shrieked, "Someone has been sleeping in my bed, and here she is." Just then, Goldilocks woke up with a start. Seeing 3 furry bear faces looking down at her, she leaped out of the bed, scrambled down the stairs, and bolted out the front door, running as fast as her legs could carry her all the way home, never to return to the bear's house again.